Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've uploaded, so I'm really sorry for, having been away for so long, but I am finally back. And what better way to be back than to react to Sabaton's kind of newest song. It's not really all that new at this point. It's called Father. And you guys have been suggesting it for a while in the comment section. I have seen it. However, I have not been able to check it out just yet. So let's just quickly take a look at the historical fact of the song. As usual, Sabaton songs are always historical. So it says, Fritz Haber, often referred to as the father of chemical warfare, weaponized lethal gas for the Germans during World War I. Haber is also responsible for the Haber-Bosch process, an invention that resulted in a boom in the world's population due to a significant increase in agricultural produce. So I read a little bit about what this song is about, and it's going to be really interesting because it's the duality of a person, right? On one hand, this person basically gives life by allowing people to eat better, and on the other hand, he also gets people killed by his inventions. And that duality is actually present in a lot of different situations in science, right? In case you don't know, I am a physicist. I am currently doing my master's in medical physics. And there's actually quite a few instances where this happens. And I will give you a few examples as we go through the song. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. And here we go. This is Sabaton Father. Right? An ominous start. They're gonna go in any moment, I'm sure. Alright. The choir. So a lot of people in the trenches, apparently.
Long ago in Eastern Prussia, young men with great ambitions rise. So who can tell me, who can say for sure which one will win the Nobel Prize?
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to stop this because, okay, I'm a physicist, okay? I cannot not stop right here. The beginning of the 20th century was a time of just such incredible scientific progress, right? Technology had finally come to a point where many of the most complicated scientific theories could finally be tested, right? For a long time, people theorized, what are atoms like? How do they behave, right? But you didn't really have the means to test it. Now, at the beginning of the 20th century, and well, throughout a lot of the 19th century, scientists could finally go ahead, perform incredible experiments, and they were beginning to lay the groundworks of special relativity, general relativity, and quantum mechanics. And it was such incredibly quick progress that so many people competing for Nobel Prizes everywhere. And yeah, this line is just a reflection of that. Which one will win the Nobel Prize, right? So many brilliant scientists doing progress in so many different areas. I gave you the examples in physics, but of course this was happening throughout the spectrum. Chemistry was born as a field throughout this time as well. So just so much scientific progress throughout that time.
It was a golden age for science.
It was a golden age.
And as the conflict came and tensions rose, the manifest of the 93.
Yeah, scientists taking a stance in war.
The great alliance, where's the contradiction?
Ooh.
Fed the world by ways of science, till the Lord of saint. Father of toxic gas and chemical warfare, is the creation has been
Yeah, the duality.
over no man's land, a poisonous nightmare, a deadly mist on the battlefield.
I like how the chorus changes the rhythm a little bit, right? They show the duality. Oh, the golden age for science, right? All the advances, and then they just go like straight into the chemical warfare and the other part of it, the other side of him.
Perversions of ideals of science, lost words of alienated wife. And in the trenches of the Western Front, unknowing soldiers pay the price. And on the battlefield they're dying, and on the fields the crops are grown. So who can tell us what is right or wrong? That's all morality alone.
Oh God, that's so good, right? That encompasses the duality of this song so good, right? on one hand, crops are growing in the fields. On the other hand, people are dying in the battlefield because of this man's invention, which is just incredible. Yeah, what makes it be right or wrong, right? Is it just math, right? Are more people being saved than are being killed, right? Is that the way to determine if this guy is bad or good or evil? Or is there a different moral lens through which it has to be analyzed? I'll give my opinion at the end of the song. Ooh.
Father of toxic gas and chemical warfare, his creation has been repeatable in no man's land, a poisonous nightmare, a deadly mist on the battlefield. Father of toxic gas and
the rhythm is just so powerful.
his creation has been repeatable in no man's land, a poisonous nightmare, a deadly mist on the battlefield.
All right, building up. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh.
What's coming next? From your inventions, we wonder where does it end? Who can foresee? See what will be.
You have no idea, my man. Oh my god. Oops, sorry. The change in the voice. Oh my god. Okay. There it is. Sabaton's father. Thank you so much for recommending this song. It was really, really, really good. And I like that it isn't just about history as we usually encounter, but this is also about morality. And I think I will now give my opinion, right? So we have here Franz Huber, was it? Franz Haber. So, no, Fritz Haber. Okay, I completely messed it up. Fritz Haber. So what he did is that he invented something that saved a lot of people and also something that killed a lot of people. And I have been thinking about it, and please do tell me what your opinion is. I'm not an expert in ethics or philosophy or anything like that, and morals or whatever, but this is just the way that I see it. So if you save someone and you also kill someone, that does not balance out in any way, right? If you commit something, a terrible act, but you also commit a good act, that does not just end in being neutral. I think that doing good is what you have to do. If you are able to do good, then that is your moral duty, and just fulfilling it doesn't really make you particularly special. And it also has to be that way in my eyes, because if there exists such a concept as basically canceling out, right? Like in a mathematical way, 1 killed, 1 saved, 0 total, you're neutral, right? I do not think that is the way that we should measure anything, because by that logic, if you then save a bunch of people, you would have the right to kill a lot of people and still be considered good if, you know, the numbers are just balanced in your favor, right? You save 2, then you can kill 1, you're still +1 in the saved category, so you are good. So I don't think that we can judge this from a like mathematical point of view. I think that this has to be regarded in just a moral way. I don't know what the correct like philosophical term might be, but if killing is simply wrong. It does not matter what good things you can do, right? It doesn't matter if like Hitler killed millions of people, but then he had in a parallel universe saved millions by doing something. He's still a bad guy, right? You can't just cancel it out. That's not the way it works. So gonna have to go to the bad here with the father, although his invention did do good. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what your take is. And now let me tell you some other stories, because in science, this is actually something that happens a lot and often unintended. Now, after the nuclear bombs were dropped on Japan, right, Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, a lot of people died. Not only as the bombs dropped and exploded, but also in the years after, because the radiation emitted induced cancer in many of the survivors. And what scientists observed is that cancer rates were higher. So, you know, a lot of people died. But, and this is where things can often be crazy, because of those bombs, scientists learned an incredible amount about how radiation can induce cancer. What they did is that they have done many studies throughout the years where they interviewed survivors and said, okay, where were you at the time of the blast? And with that information, they estimate how much radiation they must have received, and then they study how many of those people ended up getting cancer in each organ. And from that information, we have developed an insane amount of knowledge of how radiation can harm the body, how it can cause cancer, but also how it can be used to kill cancer. Because now in radiotherapy, the treatment of cancer by the use of ionizing radiation, we now have a great understanding of how ionizing radiation interacts with the human body, and thus it allows us to save millions of people every single year throughout the world. So it is very, very interesting. This is another case, right, where the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which atrocious crimes, killed hundreds of thousands, but they ended up saving millions and will save maybe even billions as the years go on, right? Which is just an insane, unexpected consequence. And it just shows that life often can become very complex. Now, it doesn't mean that bombings were in any way good, right? That is the moral principle that we have just discovered. However, something good came out of it, which, I don't know, I really think it makes you think a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are many, many, many other cases where something like this has happened, and let me know what your opinion is, because this is definitely somewhat of a controversial topic, I guess. There's a lot of different opinions. I may be wrong on this. I don't know. I'm a physicist. I'm not a philosopher. So please let me know what your opinion is. And yeah, thank you once again for recommending me this amazing song. So I'll see you in another video. Let me know what you would like me to react to next, because I've been gone for a while and I don't really know what is popping. So just suggest me what video you would like me to talk about, and I'll see you around. So thank you very much for watching, and keep in mind to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. See you in the next video.